If you believe in God and you scroll past...
If you don't want the curses of your fathers, repent of the things that your fathers did, like breaking the 10 Commandments, or bowing down to other gods, or having idols like crosses and crucifixes and Christmas trees. If you don't want the curses of your fathers, you must repent. Love Jehovah with your heart, soul, and mind by keeping his 10 Commandments. 1 John 5:3. Repent of transgressing the law, the everlasting law. 1 John 3:4. The fast you are doing is not going to profit you anything. Have you ever read Isaiah 58? And it says, cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgression. 1 John 3:4. I'm showing you your transgression. And the house of Jacob, their sins. Transgressing the law is sin. 1 John 3:4. Yet they seek me daily and delight to know my ways. You guys love to go to church on Sunday, thinking you are learning about your Messiah and your Creator, Jehovah. But your Jeremiah 23 pastors are not teaching you the truth, but lies. As a nation that did righteousness, and what is righteousness? The keeping of his commandments. That's Deuteronomy 6:25. Right? And forsook not the ordinances of their God. They asked of me the ordinances of justice, and take delight in approaching to God. Wherefore have we fasted? Say they, and thou sayest not. Wherefore have we afflicted our soul? And thou takest no knowledge? Behold, in the day of your fast ye find pleasure, and exact all your labors. Behold, ye fast for strife and debate, and to smite with the fist of wickedness. Ye shall not fast as ye do this day, to make your voice to be heard on high. People aren't supposed to know you're fasting. Is it such a fast that I have chosen? A day for a man to afflict his soul? Is it to bow down his head as a bulrush, and to spread sackcloth and ashes under him? Wilt thou call this a fast, an acceptable day to Jehovah? Is not this the fast that I have chosen? To loosen the bands of wickedness, to undo the heavy burdens, and to let the oppressed go free. And ye break every yoke. Is it not to deal thy bread to the hungry, and that thou bring the poor that cast out to thy house? Judging the cause of the poor and the fatherless, which is because they didn't keep the 10 Commandments, so they went to war. Then shall thy light break forth as the morning, and thine health shall spring forth speedily, and thy righteousness shall go before thee. His 10 Commandments. The glory of Jehovah shall be thy reward. Then shalt thou call, and Jehovah shall answer. Thou shalt cry, and he shall say, Here I am. If thou take away from the midst of thee the yoke, the putting forth of the finger, and speaking vanity. And if thou draw out thy soul to the hungry, and satisfy the afflicted soul, then shall thy light rise in obscurity, and thy darkness be as the noonday. And Jehovah shall guide thee continually, and satisfy thy soul in drought, and make fat thy bones. And thou shalt be like a watered garden, and like a spring of water, whose waters fail not. What waters would those be speaking about? The life-giving water, right? That came from Mount Horeb. Deuteronomy 18. That capital P prophet that Moses prophesied was to come to give us the 10 Commandments. Are you believing in that prophet? Acts 3, Acts 5. Or do you still have the veil of Moses over your eyes? In 2 Corinthians 10, I think. Verse 11. Oh, I just read that. Verse 12. And they that shall be of thee shall build the old waste places. Thou shalt rise up the foundations of many generations, and thou shalt be called the repairer of the breach, the restorer of paths to dwell in. If thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasure on thy holy day, on my holy day, and call the Sabbath a delight, holy of Jehovah, honorable, and shalt honor him, not doing thine own ways, nor finding thine own pleasures, nor speaking thine own words, then shalt thou delight thyself in Jehovah. And I will cause thee to ride upon high places of the earth, and feed thee with the heritage of Jacob thy father. For the mouth of Jehovah hath spoken it. You should be calling the Sabbath a delight. Today is the Sabbath. A day just dawned just a few minutes ago. The Sabbath begins at dawn on Saturday until dawn Sunday. Not on Sunday. That was created by man in 321 AD. So you must repent from breaking his 10 Commandments, especially the Sabbath, the only one that he told us to remember. Exodus 20, verse 8. John 14, 15 through 17. If ye love me, keep my commandments, and he'll send another comforter. Right? Because the Spirit of grace is given to all men, teaching us to deny ungodliness. That's Titus 2, 11 through 12. Repent from transgressing the law. 1 John 3, 4. The everlasting law, not the law that was nailed to the stake. That was the sacrificial law until the seed should come. Galatians 3:19. Deuteronomy 31:24. The book of Moses was placed on the outside of the ark. The book of Moses was placed on the outside of the ark. The 10 Commandments, the everlasting holy covenant, was placed inside the ark. And with the Messiah's blood that dripped onto the Ark of the Covenant that was holding the 10 Commandments, he refreshed the Holy Covenant, making it honorable, because he desires mercy and not sacrifice, the knowledge of Jehovah more than burnt offerings. Hosea 6, 6 through 7. But they, like men, have transgressed the Holy Covenant. You haven't heard these things. I know you haven't, because I never heard them either. until I started reading